knows that I'm breaking down. Everybody knows I ain't faking now. Everybody knows my heart's vacant now. Yeah, she hates me now, I made mistakes but now I don't ever wanna be alone. I don't really ever feel at home. On my own, in the zone, that's the only way I know. Feeling low, about to blow back up. Here I never let the doubt creep in. Gotta pop a couple more aspirin. I don't think I'll ever let you in. Easier to break it off best friends. I don't really understand myself. I don't really understand, need help. I don't wanna be left on the shelf. Couldn't even hear me if I yelled. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold. Break down, always feel like I could break now, but I never let it take me to that place now. I won't ever let my thoughts get away now. I got better things to do, picking fate now. I just wanna.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to another Sunday night showdown with the NEXXTCAR Racing League. Tonight, the Truck Series is headed to Plymouth, Wisconsin to take on the second road course of the 7th season here of the NEXXTCAR Racing League, Road America. Last time we were at a road course, we had tempers flaring. And what's better to follow that up just 2 weeks later? Another road course. We also saw Pierce get his first win of Season 7 last week at Eldora. 2 weeks ago at Eldora, and add his name to the short list of different winners this season. Are we in for another race full of tempers flaring and another drag race to the start-finish line to determine our winner? There's no other track on the schedule like it, and there's no other league out there like this one. It's time for some more left and right hand turns and elevation changes, and this is the NEXXTCAR Racing League.
Above it all, untouchable, a new animal. This is how legends are made.
Oh, here they come into the trial for a final time here tonight. Looking like we're about to witness another fantastic Talladega finish. Old school outside, D-Blood inside. It's going to be a drag race to the finish line. It's D-Blood getting it done.
This is how legends are made. I got the lightning inside me.
Oh, here they come through 3 and 4 for the final time here tonight at Michigan. D-Blood's going to slip up a little bit going into 3. That's going to open up the door for Tennessee, who's going to take full advantage. And Tennessee is going to lead them back to the checkered flag here as they battle side by side behind them for second. Here they come through 1 and 2 for the final time this season here in Season 6 of the NEXXTCAR Racing League. The 51 of Topster is going to lead the field back to the checkered flag. The 52 of Tuck is going to finish second in the race, but it's not going to be enough as the number 4 Toyota of Tennessee Titan is going to go back-to-back Truck Series championships here at Phoenix.
This is how legends are made.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the NEXXTCAR Racing League here. And once again, up here in the booth, as always, we're joined by James Iconelli. My name is Ronnie Noggle. What is going on, James?
Nothing much here. How about you?
I'm doing good, man. You know, got to watch a little bit of the NASCAR race prior, and hoping that, hopefully they're not going to continue during this race, but hey, you never know. But what a race we have on our hands here tonight at Road America, the second road course of this season.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how these drivers will follow it up at the first road course, especially that finish between P7 and 10. Very exciting and a lot of being a bang during that race. I just am very curious to see, even though the field is not going to be as big as it was that time. I'm just curious to see how these drivers will race this race, knowing that Road America is probably going to be a lot harder to drive on than Canadian Tire.
Oh, absolutely. Road America is one of those tracks you've got to be careful with. You know, you mentioned it at Canadian Tire. We saw some tempers flaring, more so a certain driver towards himself than anyone else. But here at Road America, you've got sharper turns you got to deal with. Yeah, at Canadian Tire, you had to deal with that elevation change a lot more. But here at Road America, you have got a lot of sharp turns, and that means people are going to have to be on top of their braking points to not run over the guy in front of them. And they're also going to have to keep one eye in that rearview mirror as well outside the front windshield to make sure they're not about to get ran over from behind either.
Yeah, and these guys, obviously, they race here for oval racing, so very few times we go do road course racing, so obviously it's a different beast. Not many people kind of practice and gear themselves up for it. So you'll have people make a lot of mistakes. And with Road America, like you said, the sharp turns need to use a lot of braking. If people have not practiced or practiced a little, they might not really have their braking points down pat. And also, not everyone knows everyone else's braking points. That's something that they're going to have to learn throughout the race. The race isn't that long in terms of lap-wise, but length-wise is going to seem like it's going to take as long as trying to do Daytona 500 in this game on 100%. So, I mean, it's going to feel like a long time. It is not that long, but you still, during that time, need to study people, how their tendencies, their breaking points. So, towards the end of the race, you can use that to your advantage.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, sir. And that's something that, you know, those guys are going to have to adapt to. You mentioned it. Everyone has a different breaking point here. And that's something that these guys are going to have to learn. And they're going to have to learn it very quickly if they want to stay on the good side of some of these guys. You know, we've seen tempers flare between certain drivers. And if you want to make sure you can stay on the good side of people, you're going to have to learn their quirks very quickly here tonight.
Yeah, and a lot of the good drivers tend to do that, right? They will not only just race the race, but they also study their opponents. They know their tendencies, what they do, and how to even avoid them. They do learn to do that. And sometimes it's difficult to try to avoid certain things, but for the most part, they do learn to track and also their competitors. So, like you said, that is going to be something that they have to deal with. But on road courses where not many people are very keen to road course racing, they don't really race those type of races. It's going to be extremely different type of race, and it's just going to be different experience. And also trying to learn your opponents is going to be making it that much harder because you're way more focused on how you're doing in this race and how you're taking care of the car, your braking points as opposed to everyone else, and that could get your truck to trade some paint with others, whether you want to or not.
Oh, absolutely. You know, like you said, you got your road course ringers. You know, you got 10. He's always really competitive. Keystone found himself in the front there at Road America, or not Road America, sorry, Canadian Tire. And then you had someone kind of struggle, and that was Tuck at Canadian Tire. You know, he came out here absolutely on fire, struggled there. But like you said, you've got your guys that are good, and then you got your guys that aren't so good. So the thing that makes road coursing so much harder than oval is on oval you're more so racing the other drivers, but on road courses you're racing the track more than you are the other drivers. And it's interesting to see these guys adjust to that as the race goes on. 40 laps here tonight. Like you said, this is going to feel like 100% Daytona 500 to these guys. It's a long, grueling, mentally challenging track.
Yeah, road course racing will do that to you. I myself, at least, I've raced road courses on different games, so it's not as much of a struggle for me. But a lot of these guys in here, not even just in this league, but in other leagues as well, don't really do that type of racing. They don't play those types of games. They just stick to mainly NASCAR. So them and road course racing don't necessarily get along together. And like you said, you're racing the track here more so than anything. Yes, you are racing against the drivers for position, but more often than not, you're probably going to gain those positions by either moving someone, but also more likely them making a mistake. You just pressure them enough to make them make a mistake. Because in our reality, they are also racing the track, and you can most definitely make a mistake quite easily. And with a game like NASCAR Heat 5 and most road courses, I only say most because Watkins Glen, in my opinion, Canadian tires, not so prone to happen, but track like Road America, it's going to happen a lot of times where people make mistakes, whether they want to or it's a game making them to do so. So, yeah, I just wonder because that's different from how you would race in oval racing. How much will they adapt? Like you said, how will they adapt to do this type of racing?
Absolutely, yes, sir. But let's get the news out of the drivers' mouths themselves. Let's get your pre-race interview started here. Tuck, you got us, buddy.
Yeah, Ronnie, what's up?
All right, man. 4 weeks left in the regular season. You find yourself leading these point standings right now. The last time we were at a road course, you didn't have the greatest results, and you ended up losing the points lead. What did you learn there at Canadian Tire that you can possibly bring over tonight into this Road America?
Nothing much. We're just going to wing it tonight and hopefully end up with a decent points deck. So hopefully maybe try to do some strategy with stages and stuff and try to at least make this somewhat salvageable. But we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. You said somewhat salvageable, so I'm assuming your confidence isn't very high tonight.
I got more confidence in getting last place than I do first, if that tells you anything.
Well, it's a tough battle tonight here in the standings, and you can't afford that. So go out there and get it all you got, and who knows, man. Other people make mistakes. You could be sitting in victory lane at the end of this one.
All right. Thanks, Ronnie. You guys have a good one.
You too, man. All right, starting it off with the guy that finds himself here with 4 weeks left in the final transfer spot of the playoffs, sitting 12th in your standings, Buck Stopper. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, the same thing. Just got to practicing a little bit on this track.
I hear you, man. You've said all week long you absolutely hate this track. What have you learned through any kind of practice here tonight to try to get yourself even higher up in the standings, as right now you are tied with that 13th place driver, Blake Thomas?
Well, I haven't learned much. It's a tough track, man. All three-quarters of these tracks are 90 degrees, so it's trying to figure out your breaking point. And, also I know a lot of these guys are faster than me, so I've also been trying to learn some points where I know they're going to be faster than me, so where to get out of the way. I'm just going to hang in there, hope some people make some mistakes and maybe I can not finish dead last. But, just like Tuck said, I got as much confidence as I do finishing dead last as I do first.
I hear you, buddy. Yep, let everyone else make the mistakes and take those positions as they come. But good luck here tonight, buddy.
All right, man. Thanks.
Yes, sir. And moving on to the guy in 11th, Sheepdog. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Ronnie?
Not much, man. 2 points separates you and Buckstopper heading into tonight's race. With 4 races left, how confident do you feel going into these last regular season 4 races to not only solidify yourself in the playoffs, but to stay ahead of Buckstopper?
Just hard work. It's going to hopefully pay off for me. I'm sure it's been mentioned multiple times in your string. It's my first league race, first year. So I'm just out here just trying to learn the roads and feeling love and where we're going and what's going on. And the competition in this league is very, very high. And I literally practice as much as I possibly can and see what we get at the end.
Yes, sir. How do you feel about tonight?
I practice every day all week, except for Tuesday night. It's a road course. Breaking points are different, and just try to depend on what the game is going to act like tonight and see how we go from there.
I hear you, buddy. But good luck here tonight. And who knows? You could be sitting in victory lane at the end of this one.
Thank you, Ronnie. You have a good night.
You too, buddy. All right, James. We heard it. 2 drivers mention exactly what we were just talking about, breaking points. So clearly, that is something that is on everybody's mind here tonight.
Yeah, apparently what's also on everyone's mind tonight is how low their confidence is.
Mhm.
But yeah, breaking points very important when it comes to road course racing in general. Whether it's Formula One, like GT3 racing, touring car racing, doesn't matter. Even in NASCAR, when they go on road courses, breaking points define how good of a race you're gonna drive. If you're able to have a certain breaking point where you can drive it in deep but not over drive the corner, that might help. If you have a breaking point that you don't drive it in as, or you break a little earlier, but you feel like you can get more speed off the corner or whatever the case is, that will help you too. As long as you're comfortable with it, you'll probably be fine. But gaining a good breaking point for you is probably what the most difficult thing these drivers will have to face.
Oh yeah, 100%. And as we're sitting here with the standings up on the screen, you know, a lot of these drivers can't really afford the struggle here tonight. We talked to two of our guys down there in 11th and 12th. Buckstopper is currently tied with Blake Thomas with 167 points here heading into tonight's race. Tonight is only 4 races left, including tonight here in the regular season. So these guys, they have got to figure out a way to separate themselves from everyone else below that playoff cutoff line. And then you only got 2 more points up to Sheepdog, right in front of him in 11th. So both of those guys very much right there on that cutoff line, and Blake Thomas right below him.
Yeah, and some good news for this is that Blake isn't gonna be. I don't think he's racing. I don't think he's signed up. So that though they're gonna get that separation right there. Tater also isn't gonna be racing. I don't think he signed up either. Bill, on the other hand, did. He is tied with Tater, but I don't know how things are gonna go with him. I think the last time we were at a road course, he didn't even make it. When Buckstopper choked, he also choked. I'm pretty sure that's how it went. So
Yep.
it might not work well for him, but maybe Road America might be his best track ever, and he'll just completely dominate. I'm not saying that will happen, but anything can happen, right? I'm not gonna say stuff is gonna happen because I might get proven wrong. But then also good for them is that Topster, I don't think he's signed up either. He hasn't been racing in the past few races. So he's going to be dropping in points, I'm pretty sure he'll get last place points, but they'll even catch up more to him. And not only just, maybe even get a position from him, but maybe even lock themselves into that top 10 in case we do have more than 16 people sign up again. They'll be locked into that, to the main race.
Absolutely, and another key person that is missing tonight is Pierce up there in second. He's not too far behind Tuck. He's currently 21 points behind Tuck. But we talked to Tuck. His confidence isn't there. We saw how he struggled at Canadian Tire 2 or 3 races ago. So he has a little bit of leeway there that he can afford to give up some points to Tennessee, who did get his one and only win down here in the Truck Series at Canadian Tire. So Tennessee is definitely going to be one of those guys we're going to keep an eye on. And with Pierce not racing, that helps Tuck because Pierce had a solid race at Canadian Tire. So this gives Tuck really a lot of points that he can quote-unquote give out freely, if that makes any kind of sense.
Yeah, he has a lot more leeway has a lot more leeway as a result of Pierce not racing. But with how far back 10 is from Pierce, I wouldn't get too comfortable, but this is a race for sure that he can probably afford to lose some points as Pierce is going to be getting last place points. But 10 looking like 32 points behind. I mean, he's not that far off, but 10, in order for 10 to pass him, he's going to have to have very good races, and meaning multiple. So he could probably afford to, lose a little bit of ground here. But while this road course, I don't know. I don't know what I'm really much saying anymore. I'm just kind of rambling, but amen. Who knows? Maybe 10 could pass Tuck. I think Tuck will be all fine, though. It's just more Pierce dropping out to maybe third. Probably just third because Keystone fourth is not racing as well, but I don't know.
Absolutely, yes, sir. But let's go ahead and let's meet your 22 drivers who started this season off with the hopes and dreams of lifting that championship trophy at the end of this one. Here is those drivers.
Yeah, let's go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible. I'm irresponsible, yet I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal, I'm dropping bombs, you know. No, I'm not stopping, no. Conquer the obstacle. To the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of rock, think the people have spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion.
Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right, I swear to God that I could drop it, bro. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.
I don't care what they all say. That's right, I'ma do this thing my way. Let's go. Been grinding hard on it all day. Okay. We work hard, then we all play. Yeah, I'm addicted to the grind, man. That's right. So I refuse to waste time, man. Yeah, one day it all will be fine, man. Let's go. Gotta commit to the climb. You know we're back with the Guinness, setting records every minute, every track. In addiction to the fact that we're winning, still we lack something's missing. Need a track that is hitting, making racks, making millions.
Oh, yeah.
That's a mission. I don't waste time, no, I make time. All these people wanna hate, fine, I'ma make mine. While you sitting there complaining, I'll be training. While you sitting there just waiting, I'm creating.
Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right, I swear to God that I could drop it, bro. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.
All right, James. Ryuku, one of the kind of surprise names that I was not expecting to learn this, but the man got the pole tonight at Canadian Tire. He kind of struggled a little bit, not gonna lie.
Yeah, he is. I mean, if I'm looking back at points, he's mid-pack, but he's been there being kind of consistent. He's shown speed during this league, but it just seems like he's either had bad luck or at some point his speed just drops off. So it's good to see him being there. But I will say he can most definitely be great at road course racing. One league race I've done with him at Watkins Glen, he won the race. Even up against Toby, who's also a good road course racer, or at least good driver in Watkins Glen, or fast at Watkins Glen, I should say. So it somewhat makes sense. But yeah, I'll agree. It's surprising.
Absolutely, and you know, the man has struggled a lot lately at Dover. He found himself in some really bad situations. Bristol didn't have the greatest run there either. So, yeah, it's great to see him finally up there, as we are now good to accept those invites and bring you guys the live stream here tonight. 40 laps from Road America. Who's your pick here, James?
I don't want to go with low-hanging fruit with 10, so I'm gonna actually go with Ryuku because of how fast. I mean, he obviously got pulled. No telling that he's gonna keep it,
Mm-hmm.
but he can most definitely be fast at road courses. So I can definitely see him maybe pulling off a quote-unquote surprise victory here.
Absolutely. I'm going to go with the long shot here. I'm going to go with the driver of that number 3 Chevy Silverado. You know, in the heat race at Canadian Tire, the man showed speed. He showed he could have what it takes, and he finds himself in that second lane, but the green flag is out here at Canadian Tires. 40 laps here tonight as 10 really overshoots that turn, and Ryuku's going to cut back underneath them.
Yeah, 10 really wanted that lead badly, and probably knows that if he could get the lead early, it'd probably be good for him when it comes to, you know, pulling away from everyone, but he's going to be dropping back to third behind Evo.
Yeah, Evo's showing some speed here. I know it's only the first lap and a long way to go here, but Evo working his way up here. Here's going to be the real test for that big braking zone, James. As you can see, Tennessee going to get it slowed up in perfect time on the outside of Evo, but that is going to be a troublesome corner for these guys all night long.
Yeah, speaking of Evo though, we shouldn't really forget this, but Evo showed a good amount of speed at Canadian Tire. Was definitely one of the fastest in that race.
And Evo goes around just as you're talking about him. The 83 loses it coming out of turn number 8.
And the Castle curse still continues on and living freely. I love to see it.
Just as you were talking about him, he just loses it right there in second. He's gonna get it rolling, but he is gonna lose a ton of positions and a ton of track position, which here at a road course is very important.
Yeah, you can somewhat make it up kind of quickly. Well, not really quickly, but you can somewhat make up a good amount of time. But at the same time, though, in a road course, you can make up a good amount of time. But with how big a road course is, you're gonna be losing a whole bunch of time when you spin out. So you really can't afford to do that. Even though there is 40 laps here, he has a lot of time, and there's stages too, so it's not the end of the world. But I mean, who knows?
No, absolutely. And someone I want to throw out there real quick. I know we're coming to complete the first lap. This is a long track, ladies and gentlemen. 4.3 mile track here tonight. But Tuck in that 20 truck, we talked to him in pre-race. He was about the least confident person in the world. But right now he finds himself sitting third. So quickly working his way up there through the field.
I like to see it if you're Tuck. And the thing is, there's only like 10 people racing this race, so everyone's guaranteed stage points. So you're not gonna get like a, I don't know, 22 points or whatever, like he would usually get. At least going back to like the earlier in the season, you would get like 22 points for finishing whatever place you would, whatever place that represented. But with there only be 10 drivers, they're always gonna get stage points. So even if you finish dead last in the stage, you're at least getting a point.
Oh, absolutely. And with as tight as these standings are right now, every point matters significantly. And like you said, you know, that's something that these drivers have got to keep in their mind is everyone's going to get a stage point tonight. As you see Buckstopper not cutting the corner. He did, but I thought for sure the game would give him a penalty there. But that's something these drivers are going to have to keep in their mind is don't do anything stupid to try to make up to get one extra point. You know, just let everyone else make mistakes, race the track, and take those positions as they come. As we see Built back here behind Buckstopper, but Evo nowhere to be found out back.
Yeah, I don't think he's last. Yeah, he's actually passing Gordon. I think kind of went in front of him. Gordon wasn't expecting it, kind of hit his back bumper, but he is in front of Gordon, Buckstopper, and I think maybe one other person. I think if I had to assume, he's probably in 7th. But going in the grass does not help him.
No, it does not. And here comes Gordon taking that spot back up into the wall, almost collecting Buckstopper while regaining position back on the track. Buckstopper having to take some evasive actions there to move or to avoid him.
Yeah, I didn't even see what happened.
But we have got a huge battle up front here between your two leaders, Tennessee Titan. Wait, where did Tennessee go? Tennessee, he's pitting. Tennessee is on pit road.
And Sheepdog's around. I don't know what's happened. I almost wonder if Nick kind of...
Nick blew an engine.
Yeah. He was on pit road for a minute. Yeah, that makes sense why you didn't see him. But, yeah, that's quite unfortunate. But yeah, I think 10 only took gas, so I want to say they might not be able to make it to the end of the stage. I don't... Oh, never mind. He's finally going to the pit stall. Thought he was already in it. Never mind. Yeah, he took gas. Whatever. Oh man, there's a lot of action going on. Even Ryuku's now off the track. Fine now, but even he ended up overdriving the corner at some point. And now he's like super slow. Oh, and Ryuku's gone.
All right,
Look
we're
at this
getting
blow.
word.
Wait.
We are restarting the race.
Ah.
We will be restarting the race here tonight. They only ran 2.5 laps under green.
That felt like they ran like 7 of them, honestly. Alright.
With only 10 drivers making the race here tonight, there's no sense in racing with 8 or 9. So they were going to be restacking them here. We're going to cue the intermission, cue the music. We will be back here shortly to bring you guys the start of the next race. Don't go anywhere. I know this is weird, but we'll be right back here in a couple of minutes to bring you guys the next start.
Yeah. Everybody knows that I'm breaking down. Everybody knows I ain't faking now. Everybody knows my heart's vacant now. Yeah, she hates me now, I made mistakes, but now I don't ever wanna be alone. I don't really ever feel at home. On my own, in the zone, that's the only way I know. Feeling low, about to blow back up. Here I won't ever let the doubt creep in. Gotta pop a couple more aspirin. I don't think I'll ever let you in. Easier to break it off as friends. I don't really understand myself. I don't really understand, need help. I don't wanna be left on the shelf. Couldn't even hear me if I yelled. It's so cold outside. I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside. I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold. Break down, always feel like I could break now, but I never let it take me to that place now. I won't ever let my thoughts get away now. I got better things to do, picking fate now. I just wanna be the best, call me great now. I don't know if I'm okay or insane now. I remember better days on the playground, hoping I can find my way to even when I'm feeling down, I fight. Even when I don't know what is right, I'ma pick a side and I'ma take pride. I will decide my fate and I will never let them tell me who I am. If you try to shake me, I'll be damned. Planet on the ground is where I stand. Never give up, that was always the plan. It's so cold outside. I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside. I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold. I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the ninth inning. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night, got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, hear them scream, okay, this a dream. And I pray as a team, one day it'll be me. If I want it, then I get it. Head down, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I win. it, have no shame, I admit it. Looking right at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now.
All right, James, let's try it here. Second time's the charm, huh?
Yeah, it felt like we raced like in 10 laps, but apparently we've only raced 2.5. So you know what? I guess it makes more sense that we're restarting. I'm fine with it though.
Absolutely. More racing for us here. 40 laps. But like we've said multiple times, these 40 laps are going to feel like these guys just ran 200. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
now, I will say
go ahead.
I was gonna say before race starts or whatever. One thing that will help this person out, or the person that this helps a lot out, would be Evo, as he gets hit in the grass by
Tennessee into the rocks.
All right. I was gonna say Evo's finally back up there now, so he has another chance. Good thing it wasn't me. Good thing it wasn't Evo that wrecked this time.
And Gordon shoves 10 way off the track.
Yeah, that's a lot of calamity. But thank goodness it is not Evo. I don't want that cast of curses coming in even harder than it has last quote-unquote race.
Nick and 10 are about to try side by side heading into turn number 4, which is probably the toughest turn on this track. They make it, but J Black really slow coming out of there.
I think him and Sheepdog overdrove the heck out of that corner, and J Black's into the wall.
Yes, he is nosed into the wall. But here comes Evo. You said this reset's going to help him a lot. Well, he has found himself up there on the back bumper of Tuck in third.
Oh my gosh, Bill just sent it on there and lost some time.
He's going to keep it going, but man, if you guys have not noticed, the cautions have been revised. Just like last time we were at Canadian Tire, usually it takes 2 trucks, but tonight it's going to take 3 or more to throw out a caution. So when you mess up and you spin, you're not going to get that graceful caution that's going to save you, as Evo found out there in the first race.
Yeah, and something, I don't know if Tuck just spun out. I don't think he did. Yeah, he saved it.
Buck
it's something
stopper.
that...
Oh, watch out, 10. Man, Buckstopper is doing great. Sheepdog's going to lose it behind him.
Man, it's like, can I get something off without you guys messing up?
Oh, Smell Racing just about taking out Gordon.
Man, oh man. Man, Gordon's into the grass. Alright, just gonna keep on going here. Yep, J Black's in the grass. I think Sheepdog's gonna get in the grass a teeny bit. Are we good? Are we good here? Is Ryuku gonna spin out? No? Alright, good. Anyone else gonna do it before I start speaking, please? I'm hoping not. I'm hoping not, but who knows? Maybe it'll happen right here. But either way, one thing that it's not even just this league. Like, I understand why the league kind of does it. It's because of NASCAR does it. But I would wish NASCAR in general would do like what Formula One does and just have like sector cautions and like not so prone to just throwing out full course cautions.
Oh, 100%. You know, I do agree with you on that. Just that quick. Oh, Tuck's going to really throw it into turn number 5 there. And just that quick, I lost where I was going with that. But, yeah, no.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, and Gordon and Buckstopper were in the grass.
You know, with as much as these guys are struggling here tonight, it makes me a little worried about tomorrow night. Because about 90% of these guys, including myself, and I'm not sure if you're racing it or not, but the Cup cars are going to be extremely ridiculous here tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's not the greatest of feelings when you're watching the race and then you have people seemingly every lap kind of wrecking or something like that. But I mean, it happens, I guess, right? Right? Am I tripping out? I don't know, but yeah, this is almost in a sense like a practice session for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you just kind of have to hope that as the race goes on, they'll get better. But knowing that we are on Heat 5, and with how sometimes things can change even a little bit and throw people off, I might not put it past them. And it's like, no offense to them, it's just more so of the game itself.
Yes, sir. But you mentioned it, Evo, getting that little bit of a reset. Well, now he has found himself up to second behind Ryuku, your current leader. Tuck, I'm not sure exactly what happened to Tuck. I don't know if you saw it, James, but he was in second. But now he finds himself way behind the two leaders.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe he's just starting to lose a teeny bit of pace. If I had to assume, or he may have gotten loose coming off a corner, or maybe even overshot a corner. But yeah, his back bumper is gonna start feeling a little bit of pressure soon as 10 is starting to close up on him. Because I mean, 10 is a road course stringer in this league, a very good one, in fact. So this is not going to be easy for Tuck to try and defend when 10 does get there to challenge him for third.
Oh, absolutely, as we're going to ride along on Built Racing on top of this number 58 as he's going to head down into turn number 4 here. Gordon, extremely slow, backing up J Black, but J Black's going to get a nice little run using the grass runoff area. Built's going to keep going straight, but everyone else behind him does not, Sheepdog included.
Actually, it was only Sheepdog. Bugstopper, he almost overdrove it, but he was able to keep it on the grass. But Sheepdog most definitely overshot it. It seems like every lap someone's overshot it. And, yeah, Ronnie, good luck with that in Cup tomorrow. Because that might happen a good amount.
Oh,
But
I can guarantee you it's going to happen a good amount, and I can guarantee you I'm going to do it a good amount. Nick really going off the track there coming out of turn number 6. He's going to keep it out of turn number 8, but man, these guys are struggling, and this makes me worried for tomorrow night because the trucks are a lot tighter, and the Cup, I got a feeling you're going to want your setup to be very tight tomorrow as we see Nick nose it into the wall coming out of turn number 10.
yeah, I know that. I think Built Racing also hit the wall as well. Not as hard as he kind of made it seem like Nick do it. But, yeah, certain stuff is happening as Ryuku's now on pit road.
Yeah, he is giving up the lead in that number
15.
15. Yeah, I was about to say 8, but that is his Cup number. Yeah, Ryuku giving up that lead. He's put together a pretty solid first stage here. Kind of surprised. I mean, I know we said that when we announced that he got the pole, but the man just could not find any luck at Canadian Tire, nor the last couple of weeks. It is finally good to see him up there and finally having a little bit of success here tonight.
Yeah, and, the thing is, yeah, we have a good amount of people that are not racing this race, but we have arguably, and probably is, the best road course racer in the whole roster in 10, and at least in trucks, maybe even in Cup. Yeah, 10 had his faults, but had stuff happen to him in this race, but even the other quote-unquote race, he was still in front of 10. He didn't allow 10 to get in front of him. So, I mean, he was doing really solid, and it looks like to be continuing to do so this race.
Absolutely. Naked HD XYZ, thanks for commenting once again on the YouTube video. Appreciate it. Where's Built when you need him to report all these comments? But Tennessee has worked his way up there to Tuck. And now he's in the grass. He's going to lose a lot of ground to him now. But Evo taking over the lead. Tuck right behind him. But here comes Tennessee powering back to him.
I was going to say, not Evo, Bill is actually racing here. So unless he's trying to do double duty, I don't know what's going to be happening with that. But what I do know is Tuck has really caught up to Evo. I don't know if Evo just has more of a quote-unquote short run truck or what, but Evo was way ahead of them too, and now they both Tuck and 10 have caught up to him as Evo nearly puts in the grass. But
so does Tuck, and that opens up the door to Tennessee coming out of turn number 14. Evo going to pit road. No, he's not. 10 is, though. I'm not sure if 10 wasn't paying attention, but I don't know if Evo was trying to trick him out or got extremely loose off of turn number 14. I couldn't tell.
Honestly, I felt like he was trying to fake him out. That seems like something Evo would do.
You're not wrong.
So I'm gonna go with that and give him the benefit of the doubt. But I do truly believe he tried to fake him out and did successfully.
Well,
we'll know after the race.
Yeah, we will. And, 10 had it coming. After what he did to Gordon at Bristol, he had it coming. He faked that man out so bad. I felt bad for Gordon.
Well, I mean, at the same time, though, like, it sucks to be you. I don't know. That's just on the driver. That's all I can really say. But I just wonder, though, in all reality, where 10 will come out of pit road at in relation to Ryuku. 10's actually in front of Ryuku. I don't know if Ryuku got a penalty or 10 took like 2 tires or just gas, but he is in front of Ryuku.
Oh, Buck just about takes out Sheepdog. Big save by Buck and a huge move by Sheepdog there to avoid him. Let's see. I think we got a replay going here.
Out of pit road at in relation to
sort of here.
Ryuku. 10's actually in front of Ryuku. I don't know if Ryuku got a penalty or 10 took like 2 tires or just gas, but he is in front of Ryuku.
Oh, Buck just about takes out Sheepdog. Big save by Buck and a huge move by Sheepdog there. Why do I have so many?
Road at in relation to Ryuku. 10's actually in front of Ryuku. I don't know.
No, absolutely, and our replay is back up and running. I know we haven't had it going for a little while, but she's back up, she's back and running, so. There we go, let's get her looking better here. Little playing with everything here, trying to get everything looking good, back to the way it was with this new PC and everything, but all right, let's get back to the race here. Live action, back up.
Yeah, one thing to know, I do think 10 did not take any tires, or if anything, too, because Ryuku has been catching them dramatically, and he went down pit road first. But another thing I do want to mention as well is that Jake Black also went down pit road, so he already got his service. The 10 went wide coming off the last turn. Oh, Evo's not first stop, though. And Gordon is in for a stop as well.
Yeah.
Evo's in front of 10 and Ryuku.
Buck, save it, buddy. Coming to 3 laps to go this time, and Buck just about lost it all again. Gordon making his pit stop in that number 1 Napa Chevrolet. Yeah, you mentioned it. Tennessee coming out in front of Ryuku. We're on Ryuku right now as they're going to make the long trek down into that hard left-hand turn number 4, rather. And yeah, we have seen that this has been huge for several drivers here tonight. Several mistakes, drivers overrunning it, and Tennessee's going to get her slowed up barely. Is that going to open up the door for Ryuku? It is not. He is a little too far back, but right now that number 3 Chevy is struggling, and that is Nick.
Yeah. Buck Stopper's also down making his pit stop as well. I'm pretty sure that's most people. Gordon coming off of pit road. I do think a few people still need to make them. I don't exactly know who at this point. I think Sheepdog is one of them, but I don't exactly know who else does.
Yeah, and you saw Tennessee have to make a very aggressive move to get by Sheepdog in that number 7 Chevy. And now Ryuku is going to get a big run on him heading down this little bit of a backstretch here. Except this turn right here can be very tricky, as you see Ryuku just almost taking it too wide as Sheepdog does behind him. You take it a little too wide, you're going to get in that grass, and there's a really good chance you're going to spin it if you don't smack that wall. But they're all going to keep it rolling here, and Ryuku's going to have to try to run down Tennessee, who has Evo and at 83 right in front of him. And now Nick comes on the pit road to make his pit stop. And I believe Tuck is up there in front of him, and it is.
Yeah, unless Built needs to make it. Built might need to make it, he might not. I don't think he does, actually. I think Tuck pitting and Nick pitting is the last people, except for Sheepdog, that needs to pit still, so. I don't know exactly when he's going to pit, but pretty sure Sheepdog is the last person that still needs to go down pit road.
Yeah, I believe so.
Uh-oh. Hen gets wide because of Tuck. I don't know what exactly happened from that, but Raikko's not going to be able to get around him.
Well, Tennessee is not happy right now on that team radio. I can tell you that. He just told that number 20 truck he sucks ass. So he is not happy right now with that 20. And now he's all over the back bumper of Ryuku, who took advantage of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, 10's going to get her slowed up. I didn't think he was going to there with all that swerving he was doing. But it's going to be interesting, James. The 20 and the 4. Little bit of a rivalry brewing right there. We know Tuck has found himself in a nice little rivalry with Tater. But now is he adding that number 4 truck to the list?
Now, let's be clear here, especially for the fans at home. The 20 this season is the 52. The 52? Yeah, the 52 from last season. So, we already know there was a rivalry between them before. Started off on a road course in Watkins Run. I don't know if something, I don't think, at least, something like that will brew again. Something tells me that comment was a little bit more of him just playing around a teeny bit. So I don't think a rivalry is going to come off from that, aside from the, the usual rivalry of being close to each other in points that you know you have to do better than the other person. But other than that, I don't think it's going to be that much happening from that. But if more things happen, who knows? Maybe Watkins Glen 2.0 can happen. I don't know. That's just me.
Oh, yeah, you never know what's going to start a feud. Rivalries can start from...
Uh-oh. What's happening with Tuck?
Tuck?
Wait, why are people pitting? I'm so confused. Tuck, just gave 10 a position. I thought... Because he was, so slow, I thought,
I wonder if this is a little bit of a pit strategy. There's 2 laps to go this time. Maybe so he doesn't have to pit at the end of this stage. And then he can stay out and take over the lead? I don't know. But you see Sheepdog making his pit stop as well. Tennessee right in front of him. So both of them.
Yeah. When 10 got around Tuck was super slow. I thought something happened to him, like he was out of gas or something, but you just allow him to go back in front of him, so yeah.
I don't even know who's leading right now.
I'm pretty sure that would be Evo.
Evo going extremely slow, though. Maybe a little bit of gas issue with him. Now he's picking up speed, but he was going pretty slow there.
Yeah, I wonder if he just put in enough gas to potentially make it, but it wasn't a sure thing.
Tuck is going to pass 10.
You almost wonder if 10 maybe got a pit penalty.
I don't know. Let's cue up the driver and let's see here. All right, well, the reason that number 4 truck is was sitting on pit road for so long is, yes, he got a speeding penalty, but he's also going to get another penalty for pitting within 2 laps to go. So himself, Tuck, and Sheepdog all are going to be getting a penalty, which means you're going to be starting at the end of the field here on the next restart for stage 2. But huge penalties for them. As I believe white flag is in the air now for Evo.
I was going to say, I don't know exactly why they, I don't know. But even though Ryuka almost went around, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm confused by that pit stop too. They had just pitted.
Yeah, not only that though, but they weren't that close enough with how where pit entry is and where the start finish line is in comparison to it. It's that at that point you want to do it when you're going to 3 to go.
Right.
But even then, with well, I think this is like 2 times wear and fuel stuff. So I don't know if that even is the right thing to do. It just, who knows.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting call. We'll have to see if we can't dial up the driver of that number 4 Toyota at the end of this stage and figure out what exactly happened with that pit stop. But yeah, right now, Evo showing the way. We mentioned it, you mentioned it, how this reset was going to be key for him. Well, the man is out here taking full advantage of it. Can he hold on through these next couple of turns and hold off that 15 truck?
Yeah, that 15 truck at one point was like gaining on him, but at some point it just kind of like evened out. Maybe even the 83 pulling away a little bit. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and you see Tuck really struggling right now to try to get past that 7 Chevy of Sheepdog. But Evo continues to lead him here into the last couple of turns here, as I believe this is the coming to the checkered flag for stage number 1. James, it's only been 10 laps, but these 10 laps feel like an eternity.
Yeah, they're going to feel like a real eternity for Buckstopper. He's in the first few turns. They're coming to the checkered flag, so he's still, that's a long time for him to, have to go, or at least a long time for the people who just finished to just wait there and all that.
Absolutely.
Yep, Evo's the stage 1 winner.
Yes, he is. Evo going to get his first stage win of the season here. He's missed a couple races, but he has found himself back up there now. But let's see if we can't dial up the driver of that number 4 Toyota Tundra and figure out what exactly that pit strategy was. Once we figure out and make sure he has crossed the line, we don't want to interrupt him, and he has. So let's get him in here for a little interview. 10, you got us, buddy?
Yeah, what up, Ronnie?
All right, man. Walk us through that weird pit strategy there with 2 laps to go.
We got a really fast truck tonight. I really like this track after learning a bit, but left front not making as long as I thought it would, so kind of had to come down there a second time, take tires the second time. But lesson learned. We know for the rest of the race to watch our left front, and we have a good chance to win here tonight. We'll see how it goes.
What happened with you and Tuck as Tuck was coming out of pit road?
He just didn't know I was there and came up, and I just had nowhere to go. So all good. Mistakes happen. We'll move past it and keep racing.
Yes, sir. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, well, there you go. You heard it from the driver of that number 4. That left front tire, honestly, I didn't think would be a huge issue here tonight, James, but we're seeing that might just be a huge implication for some of these guys. As Tuck forces his way through.
Well then, I think J Black tried to go to inside of Evo as he kind of pushes Nick almost off the grass, but like, his Buckstopper almost went around too. But I think J Black went down trying to get in that inside line, and then Tuck was there trying to capitalize, and I don't know, a lot of chaos.
Yeah, it sure is. And a lot of these drivers, is now Evo is on the inside of Tuck back there for second. He's going to possibly clear him heading up that hill. But here comes Nick in that 3 truck out back in position number 4. 10's going to spin it. Noses it into the wall coming out of turn number 5. He's going to throw it in reverse. Here comes Sheepdog. Sheepdog just barely misses the back bumper of that 4.
Yeah, 10 cut the corner. And I guess his truck decided if the game wasn't going to call a penalty, they'll make him serve a penalty. I don't know. Or, yeah, said it right.
Yeah, that was That was interesting right there. Now you see Tuck making a little bit of contact with Evo. What's Nick going to do? He's going to have to be careful. Tuck's going to give Evo the bumper. Nick's going to have to take it wide out of turn 8. And they're going to keep it all going straight. But, man, these drivers are getting racy right now here on just lap 2 of the second stage.
Yeah, one thing that, at least in my opinion, I'm not the greatest road course racer, but I've ran a few road course races in other games besides this. And from what I'm seeing right now, that corner, that's twice where someone went in the grass when they were nearly, if not actually side by side. It almost seems like a place where you do not want to be side by side at when you go into it. Otherwise, the person on the outside is probably going to be in the grass or even in the wall.
Oh, absolutely. Even single file by yourself. As you can see, Tennessee still struggling really bad back here. But as he's just now going to get it rolling, I believe he got spun once again. But yeah, even that turn number 8 by yourself can be very treacherous. If you carry too much speed, you're going into the outside wall, at least into the grass. And if you got a guy on your outside, which here is your left side in that turn, like you said, the guy's going to be put into the wall no matter what. It's not going to turn out good. So your best bet is, if you're the guy on that inside, just back off and go get that position back in another turn. There's plenty of braking zones that you can brake late, try to outbrake them, and get that position. So yeah, running side by side in turn number 8 is probably not your best bet to try to get that position.
Yeah, and the key thing in general of what I've got from what you said was people need to be patient. And that's like a really big key when it comes to road courses in general, right? Because you might not be able to get someone one turn, but you have a lot of turns on the track to try and potentially outbrake them or force some pressure on them for them to make a mistake at. So there's no reason, especially at a fast turn like turn 8 is, there's no reason to try to force anything. You might be on the inside there, but just kind of make them feel make them feel the pressure that you're there. Back out a little bit. Maybe they won't make a mistake. You can keep on going. But you want to at least, be smart about it, be patient. Wait for a certain turn that you feel like you're better at in the braking zone, and that's where you might want to outbrake them or make them feel your pressure in that turn to make the pass.
Yeah, talking about pressure, Nick is feeling the pressure from Tuck in that 20 truck right now. He is all over the back bumper of that Chevy Silverado. Tuck, we saw how aggressive he was on that restart. Well, I'm assuming he's going to get very aggressive as they head up the hill, heading to the start-finish line. And Tennessee, all over the back bumper of Sheep, as Bilt's going to really overdrive turn 14. Is Tennessee and Sheep, what do they do when they catch up to him?
Wait, am I tripping, or did Tug not serve his penalty? I just realized this. Or did he get a penalty? I thought he got a penalty.
I think this game makes you sit on pit road to serve the penalty at the end of your pit stop. I think that's how this game works. I'm not sure. Yeah, it is, because it gives you a black flag. So once your pit stop's done, you sit there.
I don't remember that being the case. I thought he got a penalty because of going into pit road within 2 laps to go. I didn't remember the game enforced that or not.
Yeah, it does. It gives you like a speeding penalty. You have to sit there for like 45 seconds or 30 seconds, whatever it is. It basically penalizes you the same there.
Interesting.
But you see Jay Black coming out of pit road, making his pit stop. A little early there, as you heard Tennessee complaining about that left front tire. So that's a long way to push it if you're Jay Black.
Yeah, I mean, if he knows his tires can make it that long, and he doesn't have to do any type of saving, then why not do it this early, especially if you're around people? But if there's a chance that you think your truck can't, then I don't know why you would. But at the same time, though, I don't know his truck that well, so who knows? Maybe he thinks he can do it from as far as Tuck nearly just gave Nick a little Christmas present.
You're not wrong, and Nick is blowing up that mic right now. That 3 truck not happy with Tuck right now. Is he yelling out the window, Jesus. So yeah, he ain't happy with him. So Tuck not making any friends here tonight. We saw the aggressive move off of pit road to Tennessee, which made Tennessee end up going wide. And now he's putting that bumper a little bit there to Nick. But we haven't done it yet, James. Let's check out your track details here tonight. I know we keep saying it, but it keeps getting put off here. 14 turns tonight around this 4.3 mile road course. Stages 10, 10, and 20 to make up your 40 laps here tonight. But let's get back to the action. Just needed to get that thrown out there. But
Yeah, I do a little conspiracy theory out here. The people that Tuck ran into this race is the 3 truck of Nick and the 4 truck of 10. 3 and 4 is 34. Tater all over again. I don't know what you want to do with that information, but I'll let you do with that what you will.
I mean, when Tater's not out of your race and he's got to find somebody to hit, and your philosophy right there adds up. So, yeah, I think you might be onto something there.
All jokes aside, though, it's I don't know if Tuck is just struggling with his truck tremendously, or if he's just overdriving it on purpose, or if he's actually upset. I don't know what's going on. I'm assuming those are mistakes, but at the same time, though, they might not be. I don't know what's going on inside of the mind of a driver. So, I don't know, man. It's interesting to see, because aside from the whole quote-unquote hater thing that's happened, it hasn't really done much of anything that really would require some type of rivalry to be brewing up, but I don't know. Aside from potentially Cup, but that's a different story.
Yeah. But the real story right now is that number 15. Ryuku is out there putting on a show right now. You saw Evo get stage 1 win. But right now, Ryuku, as long as he can continue to run smooth, he may just have this one in the books, as he's going to look to make his green flag pit stop. And he is. Evo's going to stay out, so Ryuku making that stop. And we're getting word. This is going to be interesting heading into turn number 1. What does that 3 truck do to the 20? As he is not happy right now with that dive bomb the 20 just did. Tuck really blocking him heading into 1.
Interesting.
They're going to get away, but I guarantee you heading into turn number 4, there may be some bumpers used. Nick's going to try a dive bomb. He's going to give it to him in turn number 2. He's going to run him off into the grass. He's going to take that position back with authority.
Well, that's this is gonna be pretty interesting how this battle continues, because Tuck is still there. I don't know if he'll try to use the bumper, or if he thinks that he got his payback, so he'll just continue on with the racing. But
Oh!
I don't know. Oh,
Well, he didn't have to use the bumper. He just needed to wait on Nick to make the mistake in turn number 4, which has been killing guys all race long.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. That sucks for Nick, but I mean, in all honesty, ever since I've joined up in the booth, I've seen him make a decent amount of mistakes in these races, so this isn't something completely shocking to me, if I'm being honest, but I'm just curious to see how he'll recover from this. Especially since it's not like he lost so much. He's still there, but, you know.
Oh, absolutely. And now, if you're Tuck, you got to be a little worried. I mean, yeah, you might think Nick got his payback to you heading through turn number 2. But does Nick think he got his payback to you? So if you're Tuck, you got to keep that in your mind too, as you see Nick not close enough to use that bumper, taking it nice and slow here. And yeah, maybe he's just backing off, going to let Tuck make his mistake. You know, these guys still do have to make their pit stop here. We saw Ryuku give up the lead. So Evo in that 83 is your leader right now. So it'll be interesting after these pit stops. Where does everything cycle out? You saw Ryuku was one of the first ones there in stage 1, James, to make his pit stop. But when everything cycled out, he was behind Tennessee.
Yeah, and one thing that does not help Ryuku is that he is behind the truck right now. And it's no offense to the truck of Gordon, as that's who's behind. There's no offense to him, but being in traffic in general, especially when they are slower, does not help, especially on a road course. It will be very, very noticeable when it comes to time. And if you're Ryuku, you might not want to.
Whoa, Gordon spins it, so there goes that problem.
Yep, there's one problem out the way for Ryuku. In a sense, that's almost like the reverse of a caster curse. It's like I gave a blessing to Ryuku right there. I don't know. I just wonder if Gordon is going to pit now, because nope. I was going to say maybe Gordon could pit right now.
That's the right time to pit.
Maybe. I feel like it would be, because I mean you just spun out. Why not? I mean, you spun out. You kind of put maybe a flat spot or so on your tires. Why not just go down pit road?
Yep. I mean, you're already going slow, so you might as well, not waste another lap getting up to speed,
Yeah, and not only that, but you've also had some other people, especially people that are around him, speed-wise and position-wise, made their pit stops. I'm pretty sure, I think Sheepdog was one of them. I think Buckstopper might have been another, so it's like, why not do that?
Yeah, you see Tuck really pulling away now from Nick. So, Tuck right on the back bumper of Evo. So, Evo once again backing up to Tuck. We saw this in stage 1, James, where Evo had a sizable lead on Tuck and 10, but they were able to run him down, and this is exactly reminiscent of that once again.
Yeah, the only difference is that Evo doesn't have someone like 10 to fake out as Tuck goes on pit road, but yeah, it was very reminiscent. I don't know if he's trying to save fuel or what, or if it's just pace difference right there, but I'm assuming it had to be pace. But yeah, it is very reminiscent, so you almost wonder if his truck is a little more of a shorter run truck than a longer run truck, unless it's just the middle run that he sucks at, but long and short is pretty good.
Yep, you see Nick. Tuck made his pit stop, and Nick dipped in right behind him as well. Well, while pit stops are going on and everything, let's check out your keys to victory here. About halfway through stage number 2, James. First one, don't overdrive the track. Take your time. Number 2, let others make the mistakes. Don't keep compounding your mistakes. They're going to happen in a road course. Don't force things. Let everyone else around you make mistakes and take those positions as they come. And number 3, I'm not exactly sure why I left it on there, but now it's making perfect sense now that we're hearing about Tennessee talking about that left front tire issue. But take care of your equipment. Like I said, it's just kind of luck that I left that on there and it actually became an issue. But yeah, those are pretty much going to be the big things here tonight. And the biggest one is just drive the track and don't overdrive it.
Yeah. It makes sense. And number 4 is finish first. That's probably a good key for winning. But that joke aside, yeah, I think honestly, we haven't heard much from how Ryuka has been doing when it comes to how his truck has been. Obviously, he's been leading most of this race, but in terms of Sammy, his equipment and all that, we don't know much as he just goes into the grass. Don't worry, it's not caster curse. It's just me talking about his truck. But I just wonder how well he's doing it. It seems like he's doing it decently enough. It seems like he kind of hits at least right around the midpoint of the stage. So I think he's doing fine. It's just going to be a question of whether when we get into the final stage, obviously the length of the stage is going to be double that of the first 2 stages. I just wonder how his truck will handle when it comes to the final stage, as well as everyone else. But the lead, he's been one, if not the fastest truck here. We obviously had to put more attention to him, or have paid more attention to him. That's what I meant to say. This belt nearly loses it.
Absolutely, and for anyone wondering, the NASCAR race is now going back green. So, after a 2-hour and 8 rain delay, they're finally going back green here. So, you can tune into that on USA Network on your TV But keep your cell phones up to watch here in the NEXXTCAR Racing League at Road America. But Evo has yet to make that pit stop.
Yeah, Belt's finally gone on pit road though, so there is that. That only leaves a few more drivers. I'm pretty sure 10 is one of them. Like you said, Evo is another. And those might be the only two, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but yeah, but at some point those two are gonna have to make their pit stops. Just a matter of when and what, if they take just gas or 2 tires. Probably 4 tires though, because I don't think you can take 2 left sides. Or I know you can't take the 2 left sides, so yeah.
No, you cannot. That is one thing that is different with this game. It keeps you from being able to do that. So yeah, no, that's definitely very interesting here.
Yep, that's been the whole NASCAR Heat franchise for you, though.
Yeah. You are not wrong. And we're getting word that 4 truck has just went around once again. So Tennessee continues to have his issues here tonight.
You almost wonder if 10 should pit right now coming into this lap. I mean, Ryuku's behind him, and I'm pretty sure 10 has not pitted. So, like, why stay out there? Might as well just pit. I don't know if there's any reason to. And you can almost somewhat say the same thing for Evo, as he's very slow. He might be out of gas. Or trying to save gas. Yeah, he's, like, super slow going down pit road. He was very slow coming out of the final corner. That's not going to help him at all for the end of the stage.
No, it is not. Just barely making it up that track. Or up the hill, rather.
Yeah, I almost wonder if 10's going to be the same way.
I don't know. He just spun it a couple seconds ago again. So he just continues to have his issues here. But is he going to pass Evo? Evo still trying to pace his way into his pit box.
Wait, is that the end of the stage?
That's what I'm thinking. Yes. I think that is the end of the stage.
Interesting.
Is that the end of the stage? Who the hell won?
It had to be Ryuku. Unless Evo did, but it had to be Ryuku, right?
How? Evo is your stage number 2 winner. Somehow stretching it out.
I would still feel like if I had to assume though, he's still probably going to start last. I mean,
who got second? Ryuku?
I mean, he should.
Then Ryuku second, 10 third, Tuck 4th, Nick 5th.
Yeah, that's.
That is a heartbreak for Ryuku, though.
Yeah, I guess in our reality, we don't know where he finished or where they were at when Evo crossed the line, but it makes sense, I guess. But Evo starting on the front, I thought he would have been starting in the back. Guess not.
Yeah, apparently not. But green flag is back out in the air here, so Evo kind of stealing that win for stage number 2 and getting first here. Ryuku with the heartbreak. What does he do here? Tuck gets moved out of the way. Gordon sends it into turn number 1 and shoves everybody up. Ryuku's going to save it, but Gordon picking right back up where he left off from Dover a couple of weeks ago, just plowing into everybody.
Wow, the shots are unreal with this one, right? With what you just said right there, but I'll leave that be. I wasn't a part of that race, so I'll just leave that be right there. But, oh my gosh, that just nearly cut Ryuku's nose off. But, yeah, that was a lot of stuff just happening right there. I don't know if Gordon meant to do that or what, but oh my gosh, there goes
Buckstopper. Oh, Jesus. Hit the brakes, buddy. Turn number 4 continues to be issues.
He either got help or the dude decided to try and become Sonic the Hedgehog and just kind of failed that. Oh, and there he goes again. Wrecking into the inside wall.
Tuck really wide. He's going to lose a position on that one, but keeps it going. Now Tennessee up to second here.
Yeah, Ryuku's gone around Nick and Tuck for third, though, so he's going to have his eyes set on 10 Evo for sure. I don't know. I do still kind of feel bad for Ryuku, though, because he was a little bit caught up in that mess, and yeah, I don't know. He just sucks, I guess. But he is catching 10, though. He made up a lot of time on Evo 10 during that straight. He got, like, a really good turn 8, if I had to assume. He made up a whole bunch of time.
Yeah, Ryuku is definitely driving with some vengeance in his eyes right now. You know, he did everything as Tennessee is going to plow into the back of Evo, heading out of turn number 14. And here comes Ryuku. He's going to get the big draft heading up the hill back to the start-finish line. But Ryuku did everything he could there in stage number 2 to get that win. But Evo just stealing it from him.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Big block!
He made sure that he kept second. He's going to move Evo.
He sure tried, but in this game, unfortunately, the physics don't work like that. Oh, he's going to come right back at him.
I personally thought he did move him a teeny bit, but knowing Ryuku, he doesn't usually do stuff like that intentionally, so it looked like he lifted a little bit just so Evo could still get right back in front of him.
Yeah, you're not wrong. He doesn't need to do that because the man grabbed the pole. And from what I'm hearing, he grabbed it by quite a bit as he's now going to send it on that inside line. He's going to clear Evo, slides up in front of him, still blocks him out of turn 4, and they're going to keep it rolling. Evo with the crossover, though. What does Ryuku do in 5? Is he going to cross him back over? Tennessee trying to shut that door opportunity. Evo's going to lose it.
Evo.
So does Tuck. They both keep it going.
Yeah, this is very interesting. I don't think Ryuku had any help with or Evo had any help with that. I think he kind of just spun by himself. But
and now Ryuku spins it.
Oh, that's a heartbreaker.
Monkey see, monkey do at this point right now. Ryuku sitting backwards is going to finally get that truck rolling, but after losing everything, now hands the lead to Tennessee, the man you do not want to see take the lead right now at a road course.
Yeah, most definitely do not. Again, road course ringer for a reason, so definitely not something you want to see. But Evo and Tuck are catching him. Actually, they've caught him a good amount. So, I mean, yeah, they're there. And Nick is starting to catch up to him as well.
Here comes Evo. Big run out of turn number 13. He's going to take it on the inside of 14. He's going to clear 10. Little bumper beating right there as he cleared him. But he is going to take back the lead. Taking over the lead after Ryuku surrendering it coming off of turn number 5.
Yeah, this battling, though, like I said, has brought Nick into this. He's close to gap by a good bit between him and Evo. So,
yeah, and he's really sending it. He's really gaining a ton there through turn number 1. He's now in the under the blanket for the lead. 4 trucks bumper to bumper heading into 2.
Well, Nick got trying to get a little bit of an arc on that corner. If Tuck wasn't there, he probably would have gained even more ground, but all you did was just basically lose the ground.
This turn 4 is going to be interesting. We've seen all race long, James. This has not been these drivers' friend, and he's going to send it in. He's going to clear Tuck. He's going to get wiggly. He's going to save it. Tuck with the undercut. Nick, no ground made in that one.
I don't think he meant to do it. I think he just braked a little too late.
Yep.
And I think he may have warned people about people getting plowed if they didn't move out of his way, because I don't know. But he's still going to try and make that pass for third. He will be able to get it, or maybe not. Never mind.
Tuck outbraking him. He's going to try to cross over, and he's going to execute it perfectly. Nick takes over third.
Very good move, and this just helps him making that move early, because 10 and Evo are battling hard for that lead.
Yes, they are, and they are heading into turn number 8, which has been treacherous all race long. Not as bad as 4, but it's been tough. And here comes Nick. Big run outside of Tennessee, and he's going to take over second. What a move by Nick.
Yeah, that was actually kind of impressive.
How did he just do that?
I don't know.
Now he's on the outside of Evo. Evo clears him. That was very impressive by that 3 truck.
Yeah, he is not done yet. Even though I think he might be trying to go on the outside, but Tuck gets around 10 for third. But I think he's going to do a little crossover action.
Evo, you're not tricking anybody out with pitting right now, buddy. Don't even worry about it. Just keep going straight. You lost a little bit of speed there. Ain't nobody falling for it now, but here comes Tuck and 10 side by side for third.
There is someone behind these guys that I feel like is gaining on them. That might be Ryuku. I can't necessarily say his Buckstopper's around again, but... Oh no, it's J Black. J Black's the one who's kind of getting closer and closer. And Ryuku's not far behind him, but yeah, J Black is starting to catch up a little.
What a race J Black is having right now. We haven't really mentioned his name at all tonight, James, but the man here in the stage that pays all the points, he's out here finding himself in that top 5.
Ooh, 10 nearly lost it. But yeah, honestly, the races where it seems like you're not doing much, but you're somehow there at the end of the race, those are like some of the best races to win.
Mm-hmm.
When no one expects you to be there at the end, and then you just go and just prove people wrong and win the race. I know some people like to call it backing into a win, and this might be because I'm a Bowman fan.
Nick really gives Evo the bumper. They're going to be 3 wide coming out of turn number 5. Tennessee back to the lead. I didn't mean to cut you off there, but Nick just absolutely muscled Evo up out of the groove.
I don't know what cost for that because he did not keep that lead for very long. But like I was saying, I don't know if it's because I'm a Bowman fan or whatnot, but backing in a win is still a win. A win's a win, so I'll take at least any win I can get. I'm just saying.
Oh, 100%, especially in this league. You know, it's like Buckstopper said in the pre-race interviews, this is a very talented league, and wins don't come easily around here. You know, so unless you're Tuck this season, Tuck has been on an absolute tear, but yeah, wins in this league are hard to come by. So yeah, whether you only lead 1 lap or you lead 150 out of 200, a win is a win in the win column, and you'll take it any way you can get it. But now the top 4 is starting to kind of spread out a little bit here. As here comes Tuck, really carrying speed. He's going to get on the inside of Evo. Evo, I can guarantee he's not going to appreciate it, and Tuck goes around.
So I've noticed this with if not all drivers, at least most of them, whatever. I've seen a good amount of drivers in this race straight up cut the track, like on the inside. It's been apparent. I don't know if they just mean to do that or what, but it's been happening in a lot of corners.
Nick! They both overdriving after Nick just destroys the back bumper of Tuck, or not Tuck, but 10, and Nick goes back to the lead. And he's gonna spin it! What is happening right now? And Tuck gets into him.
If we had like a ESPN top 10 fails, this would probably be on one of those numbers, if I'm being honest.
What just
on that list for sure. It's not the prettiest sight of the most prettiest sight of Nick's career. But in other not really related news, but other news in general, Ryuku did just get around J Black for 5th. And if stuff just continues happening like what just happened with Nick and 10 and all that, Ryuku might have something to say about this lead before this race is over, but I don't know. Evo and I'm pretty sure 10 are decently far ahead of those two.
Yeah, but you gotta wonder though, with Evo, we saw where 10 and Tuck ran him down earlier. So if you're Nick and Tuck, yeah, they may be out there a little bit, but you're not out of it yet, because if, like you said, when you get behind a slower person, like you were talking about 10 earlier, getting behind Gordon, it can really hurt you a lot. So if you're Nick and Tuck back there, you're not out of it, because yeah, Tennessee is obviously right now looking faster in Evo, and Evo's good for about the first 5 to 6 laps, and then his truck just seems to fall off big time. So if Evo can continue, now you see Tennessee get by him, But I was going to say, if Evo can continue to hold off Tennessee, that is about the best thing Nick and Tuck could see out their windshield.
Honestly, though, you say Nick and Tuck, but I say Ryuku. Ryuku's right near the back bumper of Tuck. And I do feel like if he gets around those two, it's going to mean something bad for Evo and 10. I feel like he has been the fastest truck. And I don't have any lap times to really prove this, but just from the eye test, it seems like he's been the fastest truck on this track at this very moment.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Ryuku is not someone to sleep on. As we got Nick way off the track once again.
Yep,
and here comes Tuck
Tuck
trying to get underneath him, but Nick's going to shut that door on him coming out of turn number 5. But yeah, like you said, if Ryuku is able to get past these guys and able to get past them here pretty soon, then yeah, that might spell some trouble for our 2 leaders of Evo and 10.
Yeah, and not only even that, but I'll even, with J Black, I don't know if he's going to be able to have enough speed to catch the 2 leaders. Maybe, but I don't think that's going to end up happening. But he's still near Ryuku, so he's gained a good bit on Nick and Tuck. So just because you get passed by Ryuku does not mean the battle for keeping top 5 is over. J Black could still most definitely get around you.
Oh, absolutely. And there goes Tuck and Ryuku. Ryuku following Tuck past Nick. Nick went a little wide. And now Ryuku's on the inside of Tuck. And they're going to keep it clean out of 13. Nick's going to spin it actually off of 13. He's going to keep it straight going, hitting it off the wall. But, well, Nick, that was not pretty. But here comes Tuck, Ryuku, both coming into pit road.
And J Black and Nick. Oh my gosh.
And Nick flying into pit road.
I almost wonder, and I don't even mean this in a joking way, I almost wonder if he got a speeding penalty, but at the same time, it looked like he slowed it down good enough to maybe even get it under pit speed, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see once he reaches his pit box if indeed he did get a speeding penalty. Good God. Speeding penalty, as now you see Bilt going past these guys.
Yeah, that was an aggressive move. Almost somewhat like Evo just did, just kind of body 10 out the way going into turn 4, but 10's still in the lead.
Breaking news. The number 3 Chevy Silverado of Nick did not get a speeding penalty.
Oh. All right.
I had to build it up there a little bit. Had to build it up.
Something told me you were gonna do that, but I don't know.
Had to build it up.
That's fair. Either way, Ryuku's gonna almost force his way. Might actually force his way around Tuck. No, you won't.
He needs to. He needs to clear these guys. Now that they got those 4 fresh tires, he needs to get past Tuck, and he needs to set his eyes on the 2 leaders. As now Evo really closing the ground on Tennessee here, who had a nice little bit of a lead building there, but now Evo running him back down.
Yeah, I don't know.
Really wide.
J-Black's a little wide.
And now Evo all over the back bumper 10. He's going to give him a nice little shot heading into turn number 13. Tennessee loses it. Evo back to the lead.
There's a lot of bumpers being used here. Makes sense since we're not doing Formula 1 racing, but man.
Both of them coming to pit road.
Yeah. I guess they are within their fuel window, so it makes sense that they would pit this time. Pretty sure almost everyone has, actually. Actually, let me see something here. Oh, wait. I'm confused. Does something happen to Ryuku? Because I think he's behind. Oh yeah, something did happen to Ryuku. He is behind Nick and J Black, and by a good bit as well.
Yeah, he is. As you see J Black making that right-hander into turn number 12. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know what happened as we were watching our 2 leaders. That's interesting. He's really struggling right now. I don't know if you saw him coming out of 13 there, but he seems to have a very unstable truck. Now in the grass, heading through turn 14.
Man, them cold tires.
And that's probably exactly what it was, because now you see Nick really pulling away from J Black. You know, they came out basically side by side out of pit road, but now there's a big gap between them, and now Evo and 10, who went in bumper to bumper, came out bumper to bumper for the lead.
Yeah, Evo. Actually, time-wise, might not be pulling away from 10. I can't really tell, though. Wish there was a scoring taker, but wish that for a long time. We've never got it.
Yeah, I mean, they said we were going to get it when this game first came out. We had it for about a week, and then they took it away. So
I don't even remember that week. Hold on a second. We did?
yeah, for about the first week of this game, there was a ticker.
Uh-oh.
It was laggy. It wasn't, like, spot on. And then they took it away, said they were going to fix it, and then never brought it back. And the only ones that ever got it were your Pro League racers. Go figure.
Yeah.
But now that
Bug
Ford truck
Stopper.
is filling that rearview mirror of that 83.
Bug Stopper is really having a tough time. He's had a tough race in general. Him and this racetrack has not been the best of friends this race. I think he's gonna park this. He has stopped on the track, not in the track, but he's stopped on the part of the grass. He is rolling backwards. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if he's gave up.
Yeah, we're
pulling the
getting
lead
word
right now,
that something has gone amiss on that 12 truck, and you see him right there getting towed to pit road. So yeah, something gone wrong on that 12 truck.
Man, well, we might be racing NASCAR trucks, but you can tell this is not NASCAR. Otherwise, a caution would have been enough for that. Still don't just sector yellows, but it is what it is, or whatever they're called. But meanwhile, Evo is he's put a gap on 10 again.
Yeah, he has, but you know who's really starting to kind of catch up here a little bit? Tuck and Nick, as you see Tennessee just about losing it coming out of turn number 1. But those guys, they're not out of this yet either.
Yeah, especially Nick. He's caught up to Tuck. There is a way bigger gap between those two, and he has put some ground on it. Nick has been a very fast truck this whole race. It's just that there's been certain points in times where he's been super fast, and other times where he's not been as fast as he probably would like to be.
Oh, Tuck. I thought he was going to leave that door open for Nick. Nick trying to maybe open up a door that wasn't, but he's going to race smart, and right behind them is J Black.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I know Nick has used the bumper a few times, we'll say, for this race. But if he would have used the bumper there, I would have been quite shocked, if I'm being honest. That was a really far gap between those two.
Yeah, it was, and now we got a big battle for the lead right now. Tennessee all over the back bumper. Evo, they're bumper to bumper, and Nick and Tucker bumper to bumper for third. We got two big battles happening right now in the top 5 on 2 different parts of the track. Nick way off the track. He's going to lose a bunch of ground to Tuck. Tennessee trying to run down Evo. He's going to send it in. He's going to shoot Evo. They're bumper to bumper up against the outside wall. Here comes Tuck and Nick to take the lead heading into turn number 13. Unbelievable.
I'm going to be honest with you. I have my Ethernet cable hooked up to my PC, and I haven't put it back to my PS4. Everything is running fine, except when that's happened, they were lagging on my end, so I didn't see the glory of what just happened.
Unbelievable. If you're Evo, you are furious right now because Tennessee just took it from a 2-horse race to now the entire top 4 once again is right back in your rearview mirrors. Tuck goes wide into 1.
It was interesting also, though. Jay Black's kind of falling off, and Ryuka actually got back around him. So I guess it's not over for Ryuku yet, but he's made it very difficult on himself to try and get this lead. And he's going to kind of have to hope for a caution probably as well. But we've literally never had one except for a stage break, so I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, no, we haven't yet, but as these... Oh! Nick gets her slowed down. Another big dive bomb by Nick on Tuck to take over second. Here comes Tuck right back. These drivers are racing like it's the last lap, and Nick's going to lose it. He's going to save it, but that is going to take him right out of this one for now, as now he's really losing ground. He's back in the sand trap, heading out of turn number 7. Oh my God.
I'll be honest, I think he just kind of spun the tires. I mean, you're moving someone, and, you know, you get around them. Going into the next corner, they're right there, and you don't know when they're going to move you next, so you're trying to get away from them as fast as you can. Most definitely could lead to you spinning the tires. I think that's what ended up happening.
Well, this is going to be interesting to see what transpires between your top 3 now. We saw Tennessee just absolutely destroy Evo heading into turn number 12. Well, Tuck really hoping now that he's right on their back bumper that Tennessee does it again so he can get himself a nice little gap in the lead.
Yeah, Nick is pretty far back and forth.
Sheepdog hard into the wall.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I've been switching through the cameras. There's been a good bit of people just being in the grass, getting into the wall, maybe even spinning out as we were covering the lead. So it's honestly nothing out of the ordinary, if I'm being honest. Hate to say it like that, but it kind of is the truth.
Oh! J Black dive bombs Ryuku heading into 1, and then Ryuku gave him the bumper right back, and he goes right back. But this has been an interesting battle that's brewing up right now. The 15 and the 38 back here battling for the 5th position.
Yeah, I just wonder, we're going to turn 4 for the leaders. I didn't know if anything was going to happen here, and nothing eventful happens, surprisingly, but maybe that's just because Nick's not there. I don't know.
And that could be.
Yeah.
If there's an award for dive bombing tonight, Nick is your unanimous winner.
Yeah, racing like an actual stock car driver that does not road course race at all, if I'm being honest.
You are not wrong. I mean, you can just look at the difference between someone like, well, we can't say that now. I was going to say someone like Tennessee, but Tennessee just absolutely obliterated Evo. So we can't say him anymore. But, you know, you got someone like Tuck who, very surprisingly, based on his pre-race interview, finds himself still with a foot in the door to victory lane here right now. So this is going to be an interesting couple of laps left in this one.
Yes, and for the fans at home, just want to let y'all know, we do have a few drivers that say, I'm probably going to finish last, yet there's always that chance of them winning the race. He's not the only one. Pierce has most definitely done it a good amount of times as well. So we have some of those drivers. Whether you like those type of drivers or not, it's up to you. But we do have those type of drivers that say they will finish last or finish mid-pack and end up somehow being in the lead or battling for the win and all that.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing that's really helping Evo is Tennessee has not done good in turn 14 at all tonight. Even with 8 laps to go here, he still has yet to get that turn down. So that is the one thing that's really helping Evo a lot, because you can see 10 is a lot faster in the other parts of the track. But when it comes to turn number 14, he cannot get it figured out, and that's what's really helping Evo. And if it comes down to a side-by-side drag race finish to the line, like we saw at Canadian Tire between 10 and Keystone, well, then that fits perfectly into Evo's hands, because 10 just cannot get that turn figured out, nor can he really get 4 figured out, but neither does Evo. They're going to be side-by-side heading up into turn number 5.
And this just helps out Tuck dramatically, except 10 did, honestly, probably the smarter thing to do, and was to back off a little bit And that's probably wasn't going to work out, and they were going to lose even more amount of time to Tuck than they were going to. So that's pretty much that. But ooh, can he make his?
They
Oh,
do.
wow.
Tennessee to the lead somehow.
Oh, Sheepdog's down pit road. I don't know if he hasn't made a stop yet or he's making a second one, but he's down pit road as well.
Yeah, I believe these guys have got to make one more pit stop. So these pit stops are going to be the biggest ones of the night, as Tennessee really kicking up the dirt there through turn number 8.
I just wonder, though, if at some point Evo's really going to pay him back for it, for what he did in this corner. He's not going to this corner or this time, but there has to be some type of payback, right? I mean, I think Evo may have done something to 10 before, but
Oh, is
10
he going
did
for it
something
right
to get
now?
up a notch.
Oh, Evo, save it, buddy. Big save by the 83. Still sideways.
Nice.
Still trying to gather it all up. There goes Tuck on the pit road. And Tennessee, that is what you want to see if you are in that number 4 Toyota.
I almost feel like Evo should have probably just, since there's no one behind him, just kind of cut to pit road.
Yep.
Duck was by him and going to pit road. Why not? Instead of having to waste all that time getting up the speed, save as much time as you can and get those tires and, be on with it.
Absolutely, and it goes back to the same philosophy that we were talking about earlier with Gordon when he spun it. Just come to pit road, because then you're only spending one lap getting up the speed. But when you go back a whole nother lap, you got to get back up the speed on that. And then coming out of pit road the next lap, that's 2 laps that you're spending getting back up to speed. So if you can eliminate at least one of those, then you're really helping yourself out a lot. So yeah, but I mean, maybe they know something we don't. I mean, we've heard from Tennessee that left front tire has been troublesome, but I mean, I still think that they should have pitted there. At least Evo.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember when the last time I raced a real course. Actually, it was the last time it was a Watkins Glen race. That was like back in college. And I'm talking about NASCAR heat-wise. That was the last time I ran a road course. So, like, and even before that, I barely ever ran road courses in a while. So I can't really much say. Or even a road course or a race here at Road America. I truly do not know. I hate racing at Eldora. I know during that race, I talked about not knowing as much stuff there about what you should do, what you might not want to do, or at least like talking whoever about the race. But Road America, I've never ran a league race here. I've at least ran a league race in Eldora, not one in Road America, so I can't really even say all that much when it comes to racing here at Road America. What I can say though is that Sheepdog I was going to say might be going a lap down if 10 isn't going to be going down pit road, but looks like he will be. But Evil's staying out. Interesting.
That is interesting. Buck Stopper, thanks for tuning in, buddy. Worst track in the history of tracks. Yeah, this is it's been an interesting race to say the least here tonight. Everyone's been putting on a good show here, but yeah, it's been interesting, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Nick on pit road as well.
A lot of grass has been flying as well. I think someone forgot to tell them that they're not getting paid for cutting the grass here. But I mean, if they want to do it as a charitable service, if that's even a word, then fine by me. But it's been a lot, honestly. A lot of trucks have been going through the grass, which I've already pointed out, anyways. But
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
something else that's going to be is now Evo is behind the 7 of Sheepdog, but it's going to be interesting to see when exactly does Evo make that final pit stop here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, being behind the 7, even like the 7, yeah, he pitted, but like he was not that fast. He still caught up to him and passed him. He did lose a team at a time coming off a corner. He was side by side with Sheepdog. So I mean, not only is him staying on the track making him lose more time, but even that moment, you need like every second you can get. And if you're planning on staying out for even like another lap or two, you have to try to pass someone, get around them as quickly as possible without losing any time.
Yeah, we're getting word that these guys are trying to figure out how that 83 truck is doing this. How is he staying out as long? You know, he did this in stage 2, which stole the stage win away from Ryuku. But he's back on another great... I don't know if he's doing something to save his tires and gas, because he's been out there battling with these guys. But somehow he is saving a lot more than everybody else is. But it looks like now he is going to hook that hard right. And here comes that 83 truck to pit road. Let's see how this cycles out. Tennessee was the leader, giving it to Evo. Has Evo done enough to give himself another foot in the door here to possibly get the win here tonight?
Well, one way to find out.
We're going to keep an eye on that main track there to see when that number 4 Toyota is coming up the hill. Evo yet to make his pit stop or pit box. Where is Tennessee?
I'm coming into that last corner right now.
Yes, he is heading into turn number 14. He's going to get off in the grass quite a bit. Let's get... Oh, Ryuku's going to go around here between 13 and 14. Tennessee's at the top of the hill. Where's Evo?
Coming out of his pit box right now. I think 10's probably already in front of him.
Yes, he is. But
Yeah.
Evo...
He is closer, though.
Yeah, he has. And Evo has showed he has got the short run speed. And that's exactly what he's going to need right now.
Yeah, it's going to be very pivotal for him to use that. Like, I don't know how many laps to go there are. I'm assuming it's probably around 5. But it's like, if there's any time for you to show that short run speed, it is now. And honestly, what helped for him is 10. We saw what happened between him and 10. 10 kind of just drove it in there, put them two in the wall. So if it does come down to him having to use a bumper on 10, he might be feeling a little more relief that it would be 10 as opposed to another driver, if I had to assume. Or at least for me it would be. But as Ronnie is doing whatever he needs to do, one thing that, I don't know what camera review he is on, but one thing to point out is that Tuck is not that far behind between the 4 and the 83. Tuck, who has some speed, and has dropped back due to other circumstances that have played around on the track, he is still somewhat there. If anything happens, and it happens for a little bit, or if they are side by side, meaning Evo and 10, for a little bit, Tug could potentially catch back up to him. But I don't know if that will happen. Especially if he hits the wall. That does not really much help either.
No, it does not. But Nick, right now, is running in 5th. So he's lost the position through all of that. But he's got Jay Black right behind him in 6th. So it's going to be a big battle to these guys to make it to the end and see who can try to come away with a very crucial top 5.
Yeah. It's... especially with how points have been, and even some of our key guys not even making it to this race who are up in the standings. This is definitely going to help someone like 10, and even Tuck for getting a bigger lead, but especially for someone like 10 who can make up a good amount of ground on Pierce, and we'll probably pass him at the end of the race, or once points are done, but yeah.
Yeah, and Tuck back in 3rd, way off the track, as they are going to be coming to 3 laps to go this time. 3 laps, that is a total of 12 more miles in this race, which are going to feel like 120. But Evo still trying to run down 10. He's made a couple mistakes here, and that has allowed 10 to really start to pull away here. But Tuck really falling back in that red 20 truck out behind Evo.
Yeah, and the thing is, like I've mentioned before, and I'm pretty sure you mentioned it as well, if you do not... 10 is a road course ringer. He is probably the best one in all of NEXXTCAR in general when it comes to just pure pace. If there's anyone when it comes to road courses who you do not want to see have a big lead on a road course with a few laps to go, it is 10. He will be able to keep that car somewhat mistake-free, but like he will be able to keep and maintain that lead. There is no question about it. Unless something happens and like maybe a caution or whatever happens, that's one thing. But with how far he is to Evo, it's not really looking all that great for Evo, especially since Evo has to push it to catch 10, and 10 doesn't completely have to do that.
No, but we've seen where road courses can cause people to do such a thing. I mean, let's just go back to Buckstopper and Bill at Canadian Tire in the heat race to even make the main event. You know, I know we mentioned it prior, I believe in the pre-race, but those two drivers, I mean, Buck had absolutely no reason to push it as hard as he did. And what does he do? He pushes it in the last turn at that truck, spins it, opening up the door for Bill. So, yeah, you can say that there's no reason for either one of those guys to do that, but that's just something that road course does, and it makes people push it harder than they think they are. And before you know it, you're going around.
Oh yeah, most definitely agree. In other games where road course racing is way better to race on than this, I most definitely have done it, so I can most definitely agree with that. With 10, again, I do agree with what you said. I just wonder, because of how good 10 is, and no offense to Buckstopper or Bill, 10, like I said, probably the best one here. He's not going to be as prone to making those mistakes, but hey, anything can happen, as I always say. So if 10, either if the caution happens or someone casts a curse him or whatever, who knows, maybe he will go around.
I mean, 10 made a huge mistake earlier. There's no saying he can't do it again. Evo paid the big price for that one. But coming to 2 laps to go this time here at Road America, Tennessee. He won at Canadian Tire first road course of the season. Can he sweep them here in the regular season? Nick trying to do what he can to try to run down the guy in 4th. I'm not even sure exactly who is in 4th, but trying to run them down. Ryuku, you said?
Yes, sir.
So a nice little rebound there by Ryuku. You know, finding himself actually not too far behind Tuck, who is in 3rd right now.
Oh yeah, no, he's been catching up. Like I said, I feel like Ryuku...
Oh, Ryuku, save it!
I feel like Ryuku has been, one, if not the fastest truck here, but obviously he can be, like, super fast. But like I've said before in other races, whether it's been races this season or even last season, you have to minimize mistakes, especially if you want to win. If you have a super fast truck, but keep on making mistakes, you're not going to win. And if it's one thing if someone makes you make that mistake, and by that I mean giving you the bumper. It's another thing when it's self-inflicted, and some of his mistakes have been self-inflicted. So.
Oh, absolutely. And then, you know, some things you just can't control, like Evo somehow making it in that 2nd stage. I mean, that's just something that no one really thought was possible. And he showed that it was and somehow got it done. As Tennessee's just about to lose it off that turn, he's going to gather it up and keep her going straight. But man, that almost just cost him everything right there.
Yeah, Gordon ended up doing some more charitable lawn mowing, per usual for some of the drivers in this race, if I'm being quite honest. But yeah, I think honestly this race has just shown that this race is this track is very tough one to conquer. Like it's gonna, like you have 10, Ryuku, Evo, maybe even Tuck and Nick, that were able to do well in this, but like everyone else, and honestly, Keystone might have been able to do good here. I don't know. I don't think Pierce would have done as great. I don't know if they ever been able to even conquer this track as Gordon is now around, in front of 10 actually.
That could have been ugly.
Yeah, that could have been the thing that 10 didn't want to see, but yeah, like this track is very tough to race on, and I'm pretty sure we both figured that was the case, but I'm pretty sure these drivers just kind of proved how tough this track is.
Oh, absolutely. As we see the white flag in the air here for Tennessee Titan. Yeah, the thing with this track is you can do the same exact thing for 5 laps in a row. You do it on that 6th lap, and it's going to bite you. You know, you're going to spin or something. You know, this track just, there's something about the characteristic here of this track. And the same thing with Mid-Ohio. Mid-Ohio is another treacherous road course that, if I'm not mistaken, is on the schedule later on. So these guys are going to have their hands full there once again as well with another very challenging road course. But yeah, you know, you like I said, you could do the same thing over and over for 5 laps, but on that 6th lap, it is not going to work. As yes, they go to Mid-Ohio in the second round of the playoffs, race number 17 of the season. So,
yeah,
it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Oh, also a little side note for the hockey fans in here, the Colorado Avalanche has won the Stanley Cup officially, so just wanted to point that out, but that's all I have to say on that.
As Bill getting out of the gas, letting Tennessee go by him, not risking spinning out the leader. So great sportsmanship, heads up play there by Bill. Just letting Tennessee go, because the last thing you want to do when you're a couple laps down is taking out the leader as he's trying to pass you on the last lap. That's about the worst feeling in the world. Tennessee, 2 more corners, and then up the long hill to bring himself his 2nd win of the season. He got it done at Watkins Glen. Or not Watkins Glen, I'm sorry. Canadian Tire in that side-by-side drag race to the finish line with Keystone, which made Keystone upset with himself. But here tonight, it's going to be a single-file victory heading to the checkered flag here for Tennessee at the top of the hill. Taking it slow, not spinning it. He's going to get his 2nd win of the season here at Canadian Tire. Good God, at Road America.
Wrong country.
You ain't wrong. But what happened to Ryuku?
Good question.
No, Ryuku finished. I'm sorry, Ryuku got past Tuck. So Ryuku with a top 3 finish here tonight.
Yep, Tuck decided to, I guess you can say do it, crash down the inside wall. I'll just keep it like that coming to the start-finish line. I don't know why, but I guess why not, I guess. I don't know. Now, as the race finishes, I just wonder how these interviews are going to be. Obviously, with what happened between 10 and Evo, you know, they're in that one corner. And then also, I feel like Ryuku would probably want to be the happiest in general for throwing it away / getting help throwing it away, but that's just me.
Absolutely. Yeah, no one's going to be happier than Tennessee, though. I mean, you can't say he didn't earn it. He had to struggle for it tonight. This wasn't like at Watkins Glen where usually he just runs away with it. You know, Evo put up a heck of a fight. Nick and Tuck found themselves up there battling for a while. So, yeah, no, Tennessee, he definitely had to earn this one. He had to drive with the elbows up and just a solid race all race long, all 40 laps here tonight. So, good win there by that 4. Well, we are going to bring you guys the post-race interviews here once we get back to the lobby and figure out who exactly got the fastest lap. My pick is probably going to be that 15 truck of Ryuku.
Yeah, I was going to say either him or 10. It could be Evo, but I'm assuming it's either him or 10.
As we're still waiting on several guys to finish here. So, Buckstopper, if you're bored, buddy, if you go to my YouTube and you click on the last, let's say 19 comments, dude, there's a couple links there you might be interested in there, buddy. It's Naked HD XYZ. Cheapest sex dating around, apparently. So go ahead and look into that and let us know.
Isn't that dude like married or at least has?
I have no idea. I have no clue.
He at least has a girlfriend. If not, he's married. That's all I'm gonna say.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it would be even funnier. Bucks up her girlfriend or wife was watching that. Just you telling him that.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, but Evo put down the fastest lap. Well, that's interesting. Well, we're going to step away here for a quick break and get your post-race interview drivers in here. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now. Girl, you got me shook from the way your body looks. Got me riding hooks, got me feeling like a rook. I don't do it by the book, but for you I'll take a look. Don't know what your mama took, sweet and spicy like a cook, yeah. I'll keep it real, let's make a deal. Buy you a meal if you just let me feel. Get out your heels, grab on the wheel. Back to my place at the top of the hill. Don't have regrets, I know what's next. She need a fresh, I'll be back in a sec. Look at them legs, don't make me beg. Back to the room, let me show you my bed. Yeah, your body feels like taking on a drug. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb. Everything you do, I can't seem to get enough. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb. Touching on your body feels like taking on a drug. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb. Everything you do, I can't seem to get enough. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb. I could look at you all day, watch the way them hips sway. Love your body, so I pray, don't you dare take it away. Can't control what I say, lost my mind cause your frame. Hey girl, what's your name? Lit me up just like a flame. Body in motion, I feel the commotion beyond.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to your post-race interviews after a very interesting race here tonight at Road America. 40 laps here. And Nick, I think there was only about 2 or 3 of those laps here tonight where there was no dive bomb made.
Yeah, just by me or everyone?
By you.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, Tuck had it coming a few times, and then Evo got a piece of that, and then I think 10, and just about everyone. It was a good race though. It was fairly clean. Like once I got into a rhythm, it was pretty good. But no, trying to catch Tuck sometimes it just overcooked it. So
sometimes
it was fun racing Tuck. Yeah, no, there was a few turns. There was a few turns where I was like, oh crap, and totally missed my mark. And then no, I just saw Tuck's red truck and just decided, no, I'm gonna run into it. So unfortunately,
basically he's saying he tatered my ass.
Yeah, yep. Mashed taters now, and
so it was a very hectic race. How's this top 5 feel?
That feels good. No, I'm glad to come away with a top 5. I think we had maybe like a top 3, 4 truck. So, no, top 5 isn't too disappointing. It's a good point stay. Got some good stage points in the first stage. I think we ran P3 there. So, yeah, it was overall a good day. I'm not too upset about it. It's a road course that I didn't really practice, and no, we usually run top fives in the road courses, so it's right where we should have been. I'm looking forward to New Hampshire next week, though.
Yes, sir. Moving on to your fourth place finisher, Tuck. We talked to you in pre-race. You didn't seem very confident at all, but in certain parts of this race, you found yourself up there battling for the lead and even led, I believe, at a point. How does it feel to walk away at that fourth place finish?
Yeah, it surprised the heck out of me, I'll tell you that. But yeah, it was a good race. Good racing with Nick. Good racing with 10 and Evo and Otto. So overall, wasn't a bad night. So all the stuff that happened. So good finish.
You ain't wrong with all that stuff that happened. You heard it from the driver of that 3 truck on his points of the dive bomb. Walk us through your point of views.
Oh well, I had an unexpected visitor halfway through the race when all that was going on. So that was happening. But when I got ran over by Gordon on the start, which put me from sixth to second, which kind of ran over Nick and Otto and everybody else in the process. But Nick then got me going back into that hard braking zone, and it just stuck for him. So, I don't know what happened to him after that. I think it sounded like he kind of spun off I forget what turn it was, but it was a good solid night racing, everybody.
Absolutely. So now you found yourself kind of by yourself here, leading the points. You know, you've got 3 points paying wins, but now Tennessee has 2. Does this worry you at all heading into the remaining 3 races here of the regular season to try to get that extra points paying heading into the playoffs?
Yeah, I'm not really worried about that. Just come out here, have fun each week, and whatever happens, happens.
Absolutely.
Congrats to 10, though. He's the king of road courses in this league, and he got the job done again tonight.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, man.
Moving on to our 3rd place finisher, Ryuku. What's going on, buddy?
I'm so pissed at myself.
I hear you, man. So, to start off with that heartbreaking finish of stage number 2, what happened there that you could have possibly done different? Because that was your stage. And then Evo, quote-unquote, stole it somehow, making his tires and fuel last. What could you have possibly done different there?
I definitely could have at least maybe gone through and cleaned up maybe my braking zones, because there was a couple times I overcooked the corner and just missed my braking point.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's key here tonight. As we saw, not just Nick. I know we gave him a lot of shit for it, but everyone was overcooking the turns. Gordon did it several times. A couple of the other guys. So yeah, breaking points was huge here tonight. But walk us through your road to recovery essentially here tonight, because at some point you were way out back, but you walk away with that top 3 finish.
Honestly, I just kind of was looking at the times. I was trying to figure out what sectors I was faster than or catching time or whatever, and I just kind of locked in and just focused and tried to minimize my mistakes to climb back up. I think the pit stops definitely helped a lot too, with getting in and out clean and having not too much in that last stage.
Absolutely, yeah. What a turn of events for you here at Road America than it was at Canadian Tire. What did you learn from Canadian Tire that you possibly brought over tonight to walk away with that great finish?
I actually knew this course really well. Unlike Canadian Tire, I didn't even know Canadian Tire was a track until I started racing Heat 5. Road America, I actually, I've run in multiple other games, so kind of helped me out in the long run.
Yes, sir. Moving on to your 2nd place finisher, Evo. What's up, man?
Hi, I'm back.
Well, Tennessee was certainly trying to make it to where you weren't back heading into turn number 12 there. What happened there? Walk us through where he just absolutely pile drove you into the outside wall.
I was taking my turns running my race. I wasn't really watching my mirror. I had my fuel data on, and I went to go hit my braking point and start getting ready for the turn. Next thing I know is on my turn, I look at my review and Tennessee's just over my ass like usual. And next thing I know is he pins me in the wall. I try going reverse. He's still going forward. I'm like, what the fuck? You're about to throw me my race.
But he certainly tried, and he opened up the door for Tuck there for a split second. But we heard from Ryuku's point of view on what happened to where he wasn't able to get that stage 2 win. Walk us through on how you were able to get it.
Coming up to 3 to go, I was not 3 to go. Coming up to 2 to go, my fuel gauge was still reading 2 as I was about to start going uphill out of the last turn, and I thought I can pretty for sure make it to the end. And then once I passed the point of no return of going on pit lane, it clicked at 1, and I was like, well, shit. I have to channel in my inner Smitty and run in 4th gear throughout the most of the track, and started puttering on the backstretch going into 12, and I knew I was going to make up the hill, so I definitely pulled the Smitty in, went down pit lane, and took the stage win and took a free pit stop.
Well, it worked for you, no doubt about it. But moving on to your race winner, Tennessee Titan.
Heck.
You had to win it via drag race at our last road course with Keystone, but tonight you won it single file. Take us through your road here tonight.
It sounds like I won the race a lot more simpler tonight than last time, but that could be farther than the case. Started the race, overcooking, turn 1, going straight to the back. There was a lap that I wrecked myself and Gordon wrecked me, so it was a wild stage 1. Had to pit twice due to a tire problem, so like we said at the stage break when you talked to me, I knew my truck was quick. I just had to adjust and find a way to stop shooting myself in the foot. Ran a really great race all night. Until that one incident, I'm still really sorry to Evo. Looking back on it, I just really over-aggressively went in that corner. Like, I would have probably made the corner. It's just, the problem was Evo was pretty conservative with his corners being out there, and I just ran him over. So I tried to do what was the most fair thing in that situation. I put in reverse and sat there, let him go. Thankfully, we had such a big gap on everyone. It let Tuck and Nick have a chance, but we ran off, passed them clean, and then drove to the win. So sorry to Evo on that one, but I'm glad me and him still finished P1, P2. It didn't ruin our race.
Absolutely.
Just wish it was the other way around.
Just make sure you send him a Christmas card tonight with the gift card to Best Buy.
Yeah.
But
I'll send him a Christmas card at New Hampshire. I'll send him turn 1 every stage at the beginning.
Hey, you can't be too upset. And not only did I let you go, but then I passed you on the outside as clean as could be. I made sure I
know.
didn't.
I love racing against you, 10. I'm only busting your balls.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not some liberal snowflake motherfucker who gets butthurt over a game. It was fun racing.
That's fair.
damn no. All right, moving on to James. You got anything for our top 5 finishers here tonight?
Oh man, that's one great race. That was, I think, the first race we had where there weren't any cautions, and I'm pretty sure we've had a good amount of cautions this season, anyways. When we changed to other tracks, so good job for the clean racing. Good job for the intense racing as well. I know road course racing isn't the easiest to master, especially on this game, especially at Road America as well. But you guys put on one heck of a show. And also, it sounded like you guys had fun racing against each other anyway, so I commend you guys for that. Good luck, everyone in here on New Hampshire when we race that. I'm pretty sure not this next weekend, since this 4th of July weekend, but the weekend after. So yeah, good luck for the next race, and good luck for the people who are racing tomorrow at Road America Cup.
Thanks, James.
Absolutely. Like you said, in 2 weeks, heading to New Hampshire real quick, as it is getting pretty late. 10, you you stole a win a couple seasons ago, as I was not here to witness it. But How do you feel about in 2 weeks in New Hampshire?
New Hampshire's a fun track. It's kind of like a big short track in a way. How flat the corners are and everything. You almost got to bump a little bit to pass. Really fun. There's multiple ways you can run it, as I showed last time we raced here. So should be an awesome race. I don't know though. I got to start winning on ovals. I mean, I can win on road courses, but having the 0 in the oval column is kind of bothering me. So we'll see how next week goes.
Absolutely. Tuck, what you got?
Not a bad race. Still probably with the points lead. So going to New Hampshire, good. We'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. Ryuku.
He's gone.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
All right. Nick.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to New Hampshire. It is my home track, and I always run really well there. So, looking forward to it. We always seem, top 3 or so. It was really frustrating when 10 stole that win with, I think it was me, Pierce, and a few others that were battling up front, and seemed to slip away. So, look forward to going there and hopefully grab a win there.
Eva, what you got?
Hate the fucking track, but somehow a couple seasons ago, I beat Nick and Jeep Reap by saving fuel. So I plan on doing the same thing at the next race.
Thanks for the warning, bud.
Hey, I taught you how to save fuel. Y'all motherfuckers can thank me now.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. After a very eventful 40 laps here tonight at Road America, if I'm not mistaken, this may be one of the first times we've ever been here in this league, and let's just say it didn't disappoint. It went about how we expected it to, but these drivers did it without any cautions besides the stage points. So hopefully they can carry that into New Hampshire here in 2 weeks, as we are off next week for the 4th of July. But make sure y'all tune in tomorrow night as we head here at Road America for the Cup Series. It's going to be challenging. Drivers are going to be all over the place once again. Hopefully we can continue without the cautions and bring a good race to you guys. But that is going to do it for this one. I will catch you guys here tomorrow night for the Cup race. Have a good one.